Hello, my lovelies. How are you today? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young men. I'm doing a live on the beauty of young women, the beauty of women, the beauty of young people, even young men. I think a lot of times, especially African American young men and African American young women coming from the third world countries, we seem to lose our identity when we come um, to the United States, right? In our country, if a lot of you may remember, in our country, being thick is something that is celebrated. There are so many different things about the way that we look. Certain things may be sexy from in that particular culture, right? For example, I know in some countries, hairy women are sexy, right? And I'm saying this for a reason. I'm saying this just to help a lot of our young people understand that it's just a matter of perception, that you're 100% perfect the way that you are. Okay? We cannot fall and sell into this um, warped mind, state to be a certain way that you're supposed to act. That's what's acceptable by. And some cultures people may find not to be attractive, right? But if you were to look at other cultures, which is other African cultures in Africa, they find in China when women used to tie their feet and make it really small, and the men at the time found that attractive. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that so that a lot of the young women, for a lot of you to understand, and a lot of young men too, for a lot of you to understand that the way someone else views you comes from a general historical background that has nothing to do with reality, right? Reality is God created us the way that He created us. And the way that He created us is basically in His image. And He says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. That means there's no mistake in us. There's only one of you on this universe, right? And that one makes the universe beautiful, makes the universe go round. If you did not believe it, believe me today. I'm telling you, you are needed. You are worthy. Without you, we don't know where we would be right now, right? Because your essence, your mechanism, your flow brings balance to the earth. If nobody else is telling you this, I'm saying it to you. Because can you imagine being on earth, right? And you being on this earth and everybody is the same. Everybody looks the same. Everybody, really doesn't make any sense when we fall into that category, because that's what makes the world go round. That's what keeps the world interesting, right? And you have to understand too that your mechanism, your body, your thinking, the way that you tick is perfectly okay. You're growing, you're learning, you're experiencing. No one was born already knowing. Everyone goes through a process. You do have people like your mentors, people that you could take, that many of you do. You take certain artists, you take certain rap artists, some of you take the wrong artists, which is okay. You take certain writers as being people who are guides for you if you don't have it in your own home. Some of you takes your mom, your dad, your teachers, right, to be an inspiration to look at. Now, I'm going to blow your mind. What if I were to tell you that the person that you really need to look at is simply with you, has always been with you all along? And the only problem that this person has been having are all the chitter chatters that are going around in their minds from social media, from the general media, of people saying that you're supposed to be a size 0 or size 6 or size 8 and you're not healthy. I can understand if you're healthy and you are those, that's different, right? If your bone structure, there's so many things that goes into this stuff, your bone structure. But I wanted to say to you today, you have to understand that you are the person that you really need to be listening to, because so many people out there, as you're growing, your body's going to go through different changes. Your body's going to go through different desires. Your body's not going to be the same every year. Believe you me, these different years in your life, you're going to change, you're going to evolve. I think it's time that We allow a lot of young people to understand that their story is exactly where it needs to be. Don't rush. Don't try to figure everything out. Be yourself. And if you're not understanding what yourself is, just spend some time in silence. Spend some time listening to your heartbeat. Spend some time with your imagination, what you think about, right? What you like, depending on your age. But allow yourself to be young and know that you are fearfully, perfectly, and wonderfully made in the image of God. Now, if I were to ask you, do you think God is imperfect? Of course, you'd say God is not imperfect. But remember, He said He made us in His own image. And inside of us, He breathed His breath. So the breath that you're breathing is God's breath. That's unknown, by the way. Okay. It is God's breath that you're breathing. So can you imagine? You're breathing God's breath. He made you with His own hands, right? So, what exactly about you isn't perfect? Or is it that because you're comparing yourself to how other people think you should be, or even them, if you were to ask them how they think they should be, they're comparing themselves to how somebody else tells them they should be. Don't become who you think someone else wants you to be, right? There is a saying that says, I'm not who you say I am. No, I'm not who I say I am. I am who I think you think I am. So, in other words, stop living according to other people's opinions of you. And also know, do not make up these different opinions about yourself. Don't make up barriers for yourself, because what these things do is they bring barriers in your life. There's so many things in your life that you're going to want to accomplish, but because of these lies, right? These wrong self expressions, you're going to think that you're not good enough to do it, or something in the back of your head is going to automatically, every time you get to be in front of success, you're going to automatically stop yourself, because you're going to think that you're not good enough. You're going to think that you don't look pretty enough. You're going to think that you're not smart enough. And all of these things are lies. They're complete lies, because if you, this is my motto, if you have a mind, you can learn, you can think. If you're still breathing, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So just know the power's in your hands. If you're not happy about your weight because it's a problem with your health, then you have got to take the decision and find a healthy way to become a healthier human being. Remove that stigma off of your mind concerning, I have to diet. I have to, no. When it comes to losing weight or self perception, there's more that goes into it than dieting. You have to understand and accept yourself for who you are. You have to understand, number one, who are you, right? Would you be able to tell me who you are? Some of you may be who you think your parents want you to be. Some of you may be who you think your friends at school want you to be. But you have to be okay with who you are. And you know who you are. You're that person that you sit with at night saying, why doesn't everybody accept me for who I am? You see that person? That's the person. That's who you are. What, and the fact that you're asking, why do they treat me this way? Because you think, you know, it's wrong. And I'm going to give you a little secret. The reason why they treat you this way is because they're not individuals themselves. They don't understand what it is to be who they are authentically. So what you're going to do for me, I'm going to leave a little bit. You have to understand that massive people think massive ways. Only those of us who are separated, who are in the minority, we're the ones who actually grow strong. We're the ones who actually bring a little fire, right, to earth and make things a little interesting. And I don't mean bring a little fire to earth like doing anything detrimental. No, I mean artists, singers, actors, innovators, right? You find most innovators have characteristics that are the same. You find most artists, and without us, well, we bring color to the world. So be faithful to who you truly are. Embrace it. Spend time with who you are. Learn about who you are. Use scripture to learn about who you are. And why am I saying that? Because you are fearfully, the scriptures say, you are fearfully and wonderfully made in God's own image, right? And you have got to go within and find out about your essence. Find out what makes you happy. Find out what you don't like. And know that you're at the age where things are going to waver, right? What you're going to like today, you may not like tomorrow. You may get moody. You may not want to speak to people, which is perfectly okay. Just don't be rude and make sure you express yourself in a loving and kind way. Have a great day.